So off for an amazing day of adventure. Leaving Napa, driving past some older abandoned buildings right here, just past a construction project I spoke about a while ago. It's almost 3 years to completion, and it is a wood-framed building with plaster on it, and it's disgusting. So anyway, I'm going back to one of my favorite locations. Many of you may remember the Soda Canyon ruins, and this is quite a ways up into the Highlands, and that's where the castles are, and there was some melted brick ball up there. But the property has recently sold, and it is under the control of a large investment group, and there's nearly 700 acres, and it's going to possibly become the prime destination winery resort, everything in Napa Valley, considered the best property in the valley. So it's springtime, and they're likely have started cutting access roads for equipment, for tractors and bulldozers, and all the things that are going to be required for grading land and building the playground for the super wealthy. I wouldn't even be surprised if by the time they're done, which, I don't know, it took them, 2 years to build the original property in 1850 or something. It doesn't even matter, whatever year it was, 2 years or something. 5 years maybe for this project, who knows, with top level money, all the money behind it, no shortage of anything needed. So we're gonna go up there now, because I think I can just drive onto the property and introduce myself and see what's happening in the contractor scene as a fellow contractor. Maybe you need some tile work done up in your castle. Maybe they do. So we're gonna find out. Just gonna go up there and drive straight onto the property or not. We'll see what happens. And then another one, which is a little ways up the hill. I believe it's 2275 Soda Canyon Road, and it's called the Caves at Soda Canyon. And this is a tremendous, exclusive, by reservation only, very expensive tasting and tour operation. And it's the terrain is fantastic. And if you see their website, wow, they have a 3-dimensional tour directly into their facilities. It's a 3-dimensional map and shows how tremendous and huge it is, and then you can actually walk through. The cave structure looks like the size and structure of any subway, cave, mining operation, anything, except it's all gunite. It's all beautifully gunite. So the actual surface inside of the constructed cave is not visible. So we might be able to go in there. And directly underneath the top of the hill, which, if you look at the terrain and look at the Google and all the things, has some structural elements to it. And this giant structure of caverns is right underneath. And that seems to be the repeating theme all throughout Napa Valley, is anywhere there is a winery with a cave system, it's right at the base of the hills, and the construction of it, very suspect and unusual, especially, and there's many of them, if it's a pre-prohibition operation. And even more amazing is when it's into the mid-1850s, and these cave networks are enormous through solid rock, and they're always the same shape and dimensions, always the same. It's like they had some kind of a standard for cave digging in the day. It has to look like this, so that's what we see. All right, it's going to be an amazing day. Taking this truck through the paces today. We're going to do some serious elevation. I'll have some along the road footage. It's going to be amazing. So I'm just on the side of the road at Soda Canyon prior to the main entry gates. And I just wanted to show you what the terrain looks like just prior. Just want to kind of get up in here a little bit. Just have a look. Really crusty stuff, seen that before. Okay, green lichen covering something. Spraying the hell out of the sky today. Big rainbow halo, everything. Okay, so this is extremely crusty, really crusty. So the castle is just over this ridge. We're going to look around some more, but I don't know what's exactly up here. Don't know. Right up here where I first started looks really wall-like. At the gate, some things have changed. There's a private property, security cameras. But these are the original entryway for the resort from the 1800s. It's kind of muddy. I don't think anybody's come up here yet with equipment to cut the new road. But look at that, there's glass everywhere. Super interesting. Fresh deer tracks. So these sculptures on top of this one were owls. I have the photos of the owls. Huge ceramic terracotta owl. But right over here, we see this scattered rock debris coming down the hillside. Let's get in there and let's look good. There's a lot of big blocks and debris, but then there's one of these fantastic walls. Little wall. So I gotta find a place to park where I can be really sneaky. And there's a third set of columns that no one ever talks about. And I've seen them. And they're really big. And they look just like, they're very similar to the other two. Okay, find a spot to park and have a look. So they've added a lot more signage. I'm gonna have a look at this. Have a good look. Get an upper level view. The surface is very vitrified, obviously, as is the other side. And people will say it's not brick, and it's not melting. So there's a very large wall just right here. And of course, we're right near the castle. It's a pretty nice day. Some sort of a radio surveillance. I mean, this guy's probably watching me. Got lots of stuff going on now. No. It's okay. It's always an in. It's always an in. So I'm right here off of Soda Springs Road, and I'm right down at the bottom of an area, seems like behind this fence, from what I've seen, seems to be some sort of a debris flow channel of structure. A lot of signs to that. And I was in the creek a second ago, and we're gonna go down here. I see two really strange things. Maybe we'll see more now. So I saw this really unusual boulder, and it has this the same crusty appearance as some of the other stuff I've been banging on, just like this one. Really charred and blackened. And there's more of them, but this one here caught my eye because it's a half and half. It's a half and half. So we've got a distinct line. This side is crystalline, expanding. It's almost hard as granite. Very powerful stone. So on this side was protected from the heat, wasn't it? And there's everything in here in this creek is just like that, particles of that, including this unusual red material, which really does look similar to what I was pounding on up on the highlands. There's some redness, but over here though. So I need to know what we're looking at. Because we got this boulder. Don't look at that. Get this interesting boulder. But then, sticking out of the boulder is this red thing. Just squirting out. We'll look at that later. But a lot of things down here. So all this debris, that's one thing that a lot of people aren't talking about, just the simple obvious. The most obvious thing we see is lots and lots of boulders coming down the hill. And that means they were once up higher. They come from above. Just seems really simple, right? Nothing special. But look up on this hill though. What is this stuff? What is this? How is that not a brick and mortar? Think about it. Complete flow. with bricks. Completely turning, look at that. Straight line, flat surface. Yeah. Right. And there's a castle over here. And these walls that are everywhere. And yeah. And yeah. So one side is charcoal and the other is not. This is just made of blown up something. Yeah, but this is the type of walls that run all throughout California, and they're made of all different types of structure, all different types of components, and they run in absolutely straight lines, and they're amazing, and there's no consideration for terrain. And they're in all these hills. Amazing. Okay. All the way over and up out of sight. Everywhere. So I'm in this creek, and there's a lot of lines going through everything here. Everything has lines. But this one here, I need to see what's happening. So, seems to be a gap, be a half-inch gap right between here, and very hollow. Expanded sounding. Very strong. So that bigger piece in the front needs a couple blows. I'd like to get it to come off, but it's super hard. Okay, I'm going to hurt myself. But there does seem to be a line. There's a line. And now for the big question. Any metal? Any metal here? I'm not expecting any metal. Okay, on to the next space. Whoa. That's a lot of material that is stacked up. Saw something else weird over here too. Something back in the shadows too. So I pulled over on the side of the road, couldn't resist. There's too much to see here. Starting with this amazing building, really amazing. A very old structure, looks like it could be anywhere. But what caught my attention was a few of these places in the Highlands. And kind of an interesting coincidence, I did a really outstanding job here on this property, on this driveway. It's one of the richest people ever. Might be them now. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, so there seems to be stuff up, and there seems to be a lot more actually, but I don't want to spend all day. I still need to get up to the wine caves. Get up there. It seems like there's a couple more little spots that are super cool. Everything. There's stuff everywhere. Okay, back to the caves after. Okay, one more. Okay, so we're going up that way, and the wine caves are under a hill. It looks like that. I'm high up above Soda Canyon. These guys didn't want to let me in. And I just wanted to look at the rocks, and they were like, no looking. Okay. So I'm looking at something else. I'm having a nice time at the edge of the road, just checking out the geology, right? This person's gonna be like, what are you doing? I'm a hobby geologist. And so that was the lady. She said, no way. So I wanted to go in there, but I noticed there seems to be structure on top of their hill, earthworks, a lot of predictable slope angles, and there's a lot of that heavily darkened red and black high silica granite or something. This lady's down there at the bottom of the hill waiting. What's he doing? And so I'm just poking around over here, and I'm like, okay, well, this must be what came out of their mine, right? This came out of their dig. And no, I don't think so. I do not think so. So we've got got the green lichen. We've got a lot of discoloration. And we've got a lot of different types of material. Some looks almost like concrete or sandstone. That red stuff, more red. Flowing almost like a concretion of material. With little red particles. Red particles. And yeah, so I just want to walk on it for a second and just look. So this is what the hillside looks like here. And then there's a lot of these estates that have significant excavations under this type of material. We're right across Soda Canyon, and similar height to the other highlands explorers. So this is just standing on the surface of something. And no, what is it? What is this? Is it an ancient seabed that was pushed up? Or is it something different? Something entirely different. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know what that represents. I think if I was a brick, it would just be how would I know? I'm just looking. Just looking. But there's this other big mound over here, but I gotta get out of here. That person was being weird. I think I'm seeing stuff I'm not supposed to see. Somebody's out there snooping around on our brick pile. Get him out of here. Or it's just rocks. It's a rock pile. Harmless. Maybe she thinks that guy's got the wrong hobby. Look at him over there hitting rocks. Maybe I do. Maybe I've got the wrong hobby. Okay. Okay. Probably get arrested for vandalism. The guy broke my rock. I put it on his video. Hey there.
About 5 of them out there, no?
Which ones?
Deer.
I didn't see the deer. I'm looking at the, I can see the castle from here.
Oh, that's not a castle.
Oh, it is, though. When do you think it was built?
Oh, I don't know, 40s, 30s.
It was like the 1850s.
Really?
Right. It's a castle. It's massive, and there was never a population in Napa Valley to support that kind of a project out here. They were busy building downtown. There was nobody available, and there's walls everywhere.
I've often wondered about it, access.
Right, right.